So just off to the quarry, I've got the little monsters in tow behind, just to get the last of the stuff for doing the render, the sand and stuff. So yeah, once we got that final coat, I'm done. So let me just show you where we're at with the rendering side of things. So we've got all the undercoat done, so it's nice and flat, all the deep holes and pointings been filled in. We've given the windows a first coat of paint because they were just bare wood before. So we went for this blue, which is like, it's a standard blue in France. It's every paint company sells this type of blue. I think it's Brittany blue. So it's a standard shutter colour if you have in blue. So we thought, well, let's go with something bright and that we can definitely get more of, you know, as the project goes on. So I've got the sand, and what I'm doing is the final colour on the house is going to be like a really pale white sort of beige colour, so not the concrete grey which it is now. And the cheapest way that I could find to do it, or that we could afford, is by doing a lime mix. So lime and sand creates a nice pale colour, whereas sand and cement creates just a grey. Otherwise, I mean, what you'd normally do is like a pre-mix render. So you buy a bag and you just add water to it, and it's a consistent colour. That's the point. When you're mixing by hand, you can get sort of slight differences in colour, which obviously isn't great. But for the pre-mix bags, it's something like €15 per square metre, and I haven't added up the square metres yet, but for instance the sand from the quarry and the lime, that's working out about €50 to do the whole front. So it's miles cheaper, and it's going to be the same effect. We don't mind if it's a bit patchy. We're going to grow stuff up the wall anyway. I've got a wisteria to go in there. As soon as the render's finished, I'm going to dig a hole for that and get that in, because that's just starting to grow now. So I'm going to make a start on this rendering. No bum crack shots, I'm afraid, this time. Right, so far is this. It's looking nice and bright. I've left a couple of sort of the keystones out, which I'm just going to neaten up the edge. I'm not actually going to be able to vlog much of this because there's a massive time constraint on this. It's got to be smoothed out as I go, and I've got to get all one section done at once, otherwise we're going to see a gap. So I've got to get a move on, basically. So that bit's done. Let me just show you. So this is a bit I've done. I've kind of done to the halfway mark. Left a couple of stones out there, so made it a bit more cottagey rather than, you know, dead straight render is my excuse. So looking pretty good. So I've got enough stuff to do the other half, but there's really not enough hours in the day left now to get it done, and I can't stop halfway. That's kind of the thing. So I can leave it there, and then in the next few days, or maybe now it's going to be the weekend, get the other bit done, get the shutters on, and then yeah, it'll be looking a lot better. I'm so happy with it, like really happy. So I'm hoping actually the colour that you see there obviously that's still wet, so I'm hoping it's going to be a lot brighter than that, a lot more white, which will obviously be good for the summer. So I am going to go now, get a shower, get a coffee, enjoy the rest of your week.